I will wait for the answer. It's okay. Okay, so my name is Felix. I'm 30 years old. I'm from Berlin in Germany. I live currently in Nantes since some months, but normally I'm living in Berlin. I work there as project supervisor for audiovisual media projects for different companies.
Okay.
Actually, because you're talking about my hometown and also about media, so it's also connected to my normal work, my normal daily work, and I like to see the perspective of French people about my city. I would say media is connected with my work, but also with my private life. I use it a lot in my free time on different purposes, to consume videos, to read articles, to communicate with friends or also with other employees, to just listen to some informations too in some ways. So a lot of different ways of using it. Then in this case I have to, my father's using informations and like social media and all the stuff different than my mother, so already there's a difference, but yes, I'm using it totally different. They don't have Instagram, for example. I'm using Instagram. They have just Facebook, and sometimes they're using email systems, and they're listening still to radio and they're watching a lot of television. I'm not watching television anymore, and I have also things like Netflix, which they don't have, for example. So then I would say for sure Bild newspaper is used a lot of people. I'm not reading a Bild newspaper, but most of the people are reading, for example, this kind of newspaper online and offline. But also there are other ways, you have the official public channels like ARD and ZDF, which a lot of people are still using to get informations or get entertainment in some ways. And there's a lot, there's so many different usings. Like Berlin is a big startup city, so there are all the time new apps or new softwares or new companies are growing up, which are then used for a while, but I would say these are some of the largest. So first of all, I have a MacBook and I'm using my MacBook all the time. I have also an iPad. I'm using my iPad always when I wake up and also before I go to sleep. It's laying next to my bed, and it's my favorite thing which I use at home. I have a smartphone and I'm also using my smartphone all the time. But I'm also a typical German who's reading on weekends sometimes still the analogic newspaper, because it's just some part of, let's call it a ritual maybe. I know it's a bit old-fashioned. I'm actually a bit surprised that you're still using so much Facebook, because in Berlin we're not using so much Facebook anymore. It's more step by step we're trying ways to get out of it and use different alternatives. But here's still a lot of focuses on this, and also in group works a lot of Facebook still used, and even with your your year channels for all of this is still with Facebook. This was surprising for me, and I would say you're reading less newspapers than we are doing it still in Germany, but other things I didn't notice until now in these 3 months. Yes. Oh, okay. Actually, there I have to say that the media campus is one of my favorite places. From the idea, I totally love the idea that here are students and the media companies working together in one building, because it could be a very good connection to get people then from step A to step B afterwards. But still I think my impression, I have the language barrier because I'm not speaking fluent French, but I have sometimes the impression that it's more you're in the same building, but you're more next to each other than being connected to each other. But this is just my impression of it after 3 months. So I think there should be maybe some kind of workshops or something to get you together, because it's a real high potential. I have time. Nothing similar, but we have some kind of cooperations. For example, in my home university, our final project is about to work together with real companies on real projects together and to see projects from two different perspectives. But it's not that these companies are working in the same place like our university is, but they're coming, they're invited to our university, and then we have with them a lot of workshops or also other cooperations. But it's enough, like I don't know a place which is exactly like this here.